ว่าตรงกลางนี้เรียกว่ามุกิริซึ่งกว้างพอดีกับเวลาที่พวกยากุซ่าใส่เสื้อกิโมโนหรือเสื้อเชิ้ตปนกระดุมเม็ดบนลายสักจะไม่โผล่ออกมาให้คนภายนอกเห็นเลยแม้แต่นิดเดียวเพราะในญี่ปุ่นคนที่มีลายสักจะถูกมองเป็นอาชญากรและถูกห้ามเข้าออนเซ็นหรือสถานที่สาธารณะพวกเขาเลยต้องซ่อนมันไว้ใต้ร่มผ้าแถมความโหดคือลายสักเต็มตัวแบบนี้เขาไม่ใช้เครื่องสักไฟฟ้าแต่ใช้ไม้ไผ่ผูกเข็มจิ้มสดๆทีละรูซึ่งเจ็บปวดเจียนตายและใช้เวลาทำเป็นปีๆเพื่อพิสูจน์ความอดทนและความจงรักภักดีต่อแก๊งคุณเคยสงสัยไหมทำไมลายสักเต็มตัวของพวกยากุซ่ามา
การไม่เป็นหนี้เป็นสิ่งที่ดีที่สุดแต่เชื่อไหมครับว่า10 ตำรวจคดี10 ตำรวจ100 คนกู้ไปแล้ว90เขาต้องกู้เพราะเขาเงินไม่พอผมอยากได้มอเตอร์ไซค์แบบนี้ผมบอกเฮ้ยเดี๋ยวก่อนนะกู้เลยเหรอครับมันเป็นความฝันของผมมากเลยผมมีโมเดล
ไม่ได้อยากว่าน้องนะเพราะว่าอาชีพอื่นก็มีคนคิดอย่างนี้
แต่น้องเขามีช่องหมายความว่าแล้วกู้เนี่ยยังไงอ๋อเพื่อนในรุ่นครับเพื่อนคนนี้ค้ำผมค้ำเพื่อนคนนู้นก็ค้ำผมก็ค้ำกันไปค้ำกันมาอย่างเงี้ยครับซื้อไปแล้วเหลือเงินใช่ไหมเหลือครับเฮ้ยความฝันของเองเนี่ยมันแพงมากเลยนะเดี๋ยวก่อนนะใช้เวลาผ่อนกี่ปี42ครับเดี๋ยว42อะไร42 ปีในการผ่อนนะคือผมแบบเฮ้ยมันไม่ใช่แล้ววะซึ่งตรงเนี้ยมันก่อให้เกิดผลกระทบเยอะมากในกรณีที่คนที่กู้มีปัญหาโดนฟ้องคนที่จะต้องค้ำแล้วมารับมันก็จะกลายเป็นไว้ไม่ได้เป็นปัญหา
อะไรครับตัดที่ไว้อะไรยังไง
คืออย่างพอเราไปปุ๊บเราก็เริ่ม
ไม่แล้วพอมันเกิดปัญหาเนี้ยสมมติคนค้ำเป็นคนที่อยู่ในตำรวจสมมติคนหนึ่งน้องไอ้คนค้ำยังเป็นตำรวจก็โดนจะกลายเป็นตำรวจที่เยี่ยมมากและหาเงินมีตัวแล้วมัน
กลายเป็นปัญหาผม
ด้วยก็จะมีแนวเลย
Theresa
Got a look on your face like the cat that got the cream. I've only seen that look when... You wouldn't be cheating on me now, would you?
I never cheat on you. I was at the baths, but just to get cleaned up. My word of honor.
All right. But I'd rather you washed at the tub here and not there with those loose women.
I've got something that needs stitching up. Could you do it for me?
All right. I can't have you walking around in torn rags, can I? Show it here. I've got something for you. I got them from Uncle Peshek. Just don't go poking them where you shouldn't.
They're lockpicks. They're not really intended for poking in your own locks.
True. But at least don't get caught. And if you do, you didn't get them from me.
What actually happened to you in Scalix? I mean, during the attack and... well, you know.
That's a long story. Not a very cheerful one. Are you sure you want to hear it now?
I do.
All right then. It was a day like any other. Another ordinary day in my ordinary life. I awoke at first light, before the others. I like those kind of mornings best.
เฮ้ยสวยดีเลยถึงไม่ได้ยังตรงนี้
When the first rays of sunshine quickly drive away the nighttime cold.
แม่ดีเลย
Breeze carries the scent of dew-covered grass and the bloom of spring. I wanted to get my chores done before the rest of the household was up. And this morning seemed made for that very purpose. Right, better get to work. I have to feed the hens, weed the garden, feed Pinker. I'd better get it all done before Papa is up.
เจ๋งเลยเดี๋ยวคุณ
I
Theresa, come here.
What do you need, Papa?
Where have you been slacking off? The hens haven't been fed. They won't lay if they're hungry, you know. The garden's not weeded. I told you yesterday to do it. You could at least take care of that poor dumb mutt. Look at him, how he's starving. Do I have to do everything myself at my age?
Sorry. I was outside and I forgot myself somehow.
And what were you doing outside at that time of the morning? Oh, don't tell me. Enough of your nonsense. Better run to the forge and get those nails. They ought to be ready by now. Here, take this coin and run along.
All right, Papa.
And before you go, wake Samuel. The boy's still lying in bed and he should be at the mine already. You ought to follow Stibor's example. The pair of you. You don't have to push him to go to work. Well, at least you're not as bad as that good-for-nothing Spishek. A lazy wretch. A helper like that isn't worth a damn. If it weren't for his father, God rest his soul, I'd have thrown him out on his ear long ago.
Now, Father, you shouldn't be so hard on Zabishek. You know he hasn't had an easy life.
And who has, girl? That's no excuse for laziness. You could tell him to get his ass to work, too.
Right. Go for nails, send Samuel and Zabishek to work. If it's at all possible.
Aye, just so. Oh, and Theresa, once you've done all your chores for the day, I've a little surprise for you.
Really? Now you've got me curious, Pa. I'll be on my way then.
สุดเลยไม่ยุ่งกับวีแต่กล้าเล่นเลยวะอ๋อ
That should do it. The garden is looking how it should again. Look what you'll love.
นี่เนี่ย
I must bring Tinker a piece of meat. That'll be a nice treat. Look what Here, chicky, chicky, chicky. Here. Here you are, girls. Fill your beaks. What do you need, Papa?
Go up and see the blacksmith. He made some nails for me. Here's some coin.
All right. Anything else while I'm at it?
No, unless you want to stop off at the market and buy some supplies. And before you go, wake Samuel. The boy's still lying in bed and won't stir. You ought to follow your example and Steebor's. You two don't have to be pushed to work. Well, at least he's still better than that good-for-nothing Zbyszek. A lazy wretch. A helper like that isn't worth a damn. If it weren't for his father, God rest his soul, I'd have thrown him out on his ear long ago.
Aye, he's an idler, that one. And he'd hardly give you the time of day, never mind a kind word.
God will reward him in kind one day. Mark my words. You could tell him to get his ass to work too.
Right, go for nails, send Samuel and Zbyszek to work. If it's at all possible.
Aye, just so. Oh, and Theresa, once you've done all your chores for the day, I've a little surprise for you.
A surprise, Pa? Don't you want to tell me about it now?
Curiosity killed the cat. What kind of surprise would it be if I told you, girl?
Oh, all right. Sammy, get up. It's broad daylight, and the birds are singing.
Yeah, I'm up.
Have a bite to eat before going to the mine.
All right, Ma. You don't have to treat me like a child. Looks like it'll be nice today, eh? I could go to the pond fishing.
But you have to go to work.
I know. But maybe I can slip off after lunch.
There will be no slipping off. You know very well Namoy has been complaining about you.
What about dropping that pail on Tonda's head? It was an accident.
Not the first accident you've had, though, was it?
There you go, then. If I leave early, nothing will happen to anyone. And you can cook the fish for lunch tomorrow.
You silly sod. All you ever do at the pond is lie around. The only thing you'll catch is more trouble from the mine master when he finds out. Well, if you're not a child, you can sort it out yourself with Namoy.
Don't I always?
Zbyszek.
Pa says you're idle, and if you carry on like that, he'll throw you out.
Ah, why would he do that? Then he'd be left only with Stibor, and Stibor's not going to break his back working either.
Listen, Zbyszek. Pa's not happy with you, and if he says you're idling, you better make a bit of effort. I'm only telling you for your own good. You wouldn't want to lose your job now, would you?
You lot are always going on about work as if it was a blessing from heaven. All right. I'll get to work. Anything for a bit of peace.
That's more like it. You'll see it doesn't hurt.
Như quiz 2กับอันนี้
This job, you're of no use to life. Too delicate to stand the smell of manure.
While the likes of you sleep in it. And I studied so I wouldn't have to do such menial labor as you. You...
What?
You shit grubber!
Better to have shit in a stable than in your head. Those books of yours are of no use in the real world of ordinary people.
And indeed they have no place there. The only use you have for paper is to wipe your ass. Books belong in the hands of your betters. Only a pitchfork belongs in yours.
Tell me, what use is there in this day and age?
What are you two quarrelling about here, for the love of God?
This pipsqueak here claims studying is as hard a job as working in the stables.
I most certainly did not, because study is of course much harder work than mucking out a bit of horse manure.
See? That's what I'm talking about, and yet it's as clear as day.
Hang on. What's as clear as day?
That study is as hard as mucking out stables, if not harder.
A man who doesn't work with his hands is an idler, and a good for nothing. Am I wrong?
I'd like to ask you a couple of questions before answering. You're a scholar. What are you doing in Skalitz?
I'm on my way to Sasau with letters. This ingrate here is stabling my horse overnight before I continue my journey.
What does your work involve, student?
I'm no student, but baccalaureus, having completed the trivium of the Faculty of Liberal Arts in the University of Prague. Grammar, rhetoric, and dialectics are my work, while this yokel wouldn't be capable even of learning Latin. Father arranged that I will serve as a teacher in Kuttenberg for 2 years, before returning to the university to attend the quadrivium. To teach and be taught, that is real work.
You serve Sir Radzig at the castle, don't you, Master Groom?
Aye, and Sir Radzig is very pleased with my work. I can be rightly proud of what I do, and I bring home a nice wage too. The children are fed, and the wife can buy herself a nice scarf from time to time. I'm satisfied with my lot. How many people can say that?
What's so hard about your job, Master Groom?
That's real work, not like this parasite here does. On my feet from dawn till dusk, feeding, mucking out, grooming. By evening, I'm dead on my feet. I'm doing something real, see? Something that makes sense. Horses are needed for work, for the lords, for riding out, even in times of war. And someone has to care for those horses. All this good-for-nothing can do is mouth off. But he'd never be able to do a real job.
That's all I need to know. You're both right, but not one of you has a grain of sense. Work is work, whether it's done with your hands or your heart.
Ah, rhetoric worthy of Socrates himself, and out of the mouth of a woman. I bow to you, good maiden. The professors of Prague could learn a thing or two from you.
Are you saying this good-for-nothing here, who has to beg for his beer at the tavern, is my equal? But to hell with him, I won't argue.
God be with you, Theresa.
That's scary.